Hello, quilt artisans. My name is Shonda, and welcome to my channel Under the Needle. So I am here today with my haul video for the month of June, where I'm going to show you all of the quilty goodness that I picked up in the month of June. Now, before we get started, I do want to remind you guys about the International Stitch Marathon. It is coming up on July 22nd. It is from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you're Eastern Time, like I am, that is from noon to midnight. So there's a bunch of us that are going to be on that are hosting. We're going to be rotating in and out just to kind of hang out with you guys. We did this once before. We had a great time. I got to meet lots of new people. People brought their projects. We had some show and tell where people got to share their work. It was just a really positive experience, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. So hopefully you guys can join. All of the information, the Zoom link, the password is all in the description box below. So on to the haul. Now, if you are a regular watcher of my channel, you know that when I do these haul videos, I try exceptionally hard to let you guys know where I bought everything from and how much I paid for it. My camera's a little bit crooked. It's driving me crazy. It's still not right, but I'm just not gonna worry about it. You guys know that I had an exceptionally busy June. So the prep work that I would normally put into having all that stuff printed out, I don't have. So I'm just kind of gonna wing it. I'm gonna go off memory and show you guys what I got. So let's switch the camera there. Let's see. Let's do that. My computer's in the way. It's just gonna be in the way. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's start with Hancocks of Paducah, a place I like to shop very often. They now sell little half yard bundles, and they tend to be 8 half yards. So I got them. I actually, that's part of the issue. I wasn't expecting to have this fabric that quickly. The very last vendor or store that I purchased from in the month of June was Hancocks of Paducah. Normally when I purchase, it takes them a week just to ship it, and then like another 5 days for me to receive it. But for some reason, they had my stuff in the mail like the next day, and I had my order by like Saturday, the day of my party, or like Friday or Saturday, it was already here. I wasn't expecting that. But since it's here, let's go ahead and get this video made. So here I have 8 half yards. This is Quilting Treasures Luminous. And this was $36.99 for 8 half yards. Plus there was a coupon for 20% off. So that would be what? $36.99 times 0.8 divided by 8 half yards. That's $3.70 per half yard, or $7.40 a yard. So I just thought this was a pretty interesting collection. I haven't even folded these yet. Normally, you know, they're not folded the way I would fold them, but it's Aklo Mason for QT Fabrics, so not a designer that I'm familiar with. But I thought these were interesting. Just dynamic prints. I don't even know that I would necessarily use these together. For me, these might go into some type of, these might be added to other bundles. So I may have other bundles that could use a little something in them. So I'm probably going to keep these together, but maybe not use them together. Maybe just as I pull other fabrics, other bundles, just kind of taking a look and seeing if one of these fits in that I might be able to use. And since this is half a yard, this would be good for a binding for me as well. I could use this as a binding for a quilt to have kind of a funky binding. So, you know, of course, don't know 1,000% how I'm going to use these, but that's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know that I would use these together in a line by themselves, although I certainly could. But I think these are so pretty. They're gorgeous, very versatile. These two prints are the same. one more blue, one more lavender. These three prints are the same. You've got the green, the lavender, and the blue. And then you have these three prints are the same. You've kind of got an orangey, and then you've got one that's kind of a lighter blue and one a little bit darker blue. So I like this. And I was happy with the price that I got on it. The next bundle that I've got, I already have this fabric line because I purchased the Simple Whatnots kit last year. So I have some additional fabric in Grace and Gratitude. I got this just because the price was just outstanding, okay? The price of this for 8 half yards was $22.99. Time with the 20% off, so that made it $18.39 divided by 8 half yards. That's $2.30 per half yard, and of course $4.60 a yard. So I really didn't care that I already had the fabric line or that I have most of the fabric in the line. Sorry, I hit my camera. I do that sometimes. Just want to show you guys some of these prints. And again, I already have this fabric line. I like this fabric line. And for me, these will make great backings. So when I do start making those mini quilts, I haven't been making any minis. I've just been doing the full size quilts. But I do like the fact that when I do start putting those quilts together, I can use these as my backing fabric. And there were no, I don't think there's any, well, no, there are some duplicate prints. So these two are the same, but in different colorways. I almost didn't even catch the fact that they were the same. And then this one here as well. To me, it just the cream and the red just looks so different at first glance that I didn't catch it. And of course, this is the same as well. So these three are the same. But that's it. No other prints are the same. And then this is the last one. This is my favorite print in the line. Love this. This kind of not quite salmon-y pink, but I like this. Okay, the next line is by Hoffman Fabrics. This is 12 fat quarters. And I actually have one of these fabrics already. Let's see. I'm just going to open these up. So this fabric here, I have something that's almost just like this. It's not quite this print, but it's a similar print in the line. I think it's in this fat quarter bundle. But these 12 fat quarters were $29.99. So that's $29.99 with 20% off. That makes it $23.99 divided by 12 fat quarters. So this ended up being about $8 a yard or $2 a fat quarter. I just love this. And like I said, I had found a print in this fabric at Hancocks of Paducah, actually, that I liked so much that I bought 4 yards of it. And it's this print here. It's this waves print, but just not in this color. So here it is in this red, and then here it is like in a tan and neutral. And then here it is in the green. And then here it is like in a darker tan, a dark brown with some, I can't even say blacks. It's just really dark brown. And then here we have this print again, which is the same as this, except this It's both green and blue, but just different greens and blues. Or is it the same? No. Yeah, it's the same. I mean, it's different. Sorry. But it looks almost the same. So this is Glitz and Glam. But since this is a fat quarter, this could have been cut on two different, this could be the same piece of fabric, but different lengths. There's no way for me to know because there's no SKU number on here. But they look very, very similar. And then here's that same kind of spectrum wave pattern that I like that made me get the line. It's showing very blue, but it's definitely more purple. Like this is a nice, like really deep purple, and it's showing a bit more blue. And here we have like a darker blue. Now this one here, this is the one that I have. Hoffman Waves. So I have this, but I have like 4 yards of it because I just saw these waves and I just loved it so much. And then here we have this print again. Now this is another line that I don't know necessarily that I would use this together, right? This is a nice line that I think would blend with some of my other lines and fabrics. So that's kind of how I plan to use this. I plan to use this the same as that other one, whereas I'm not using these fabrics together per se, but I'm adding these two other lines to give them a bit more pop and dimension. And then here's the last one. This is kind of like the black. So this is like black and white. It's a bit more gray on the screen, but this is really black and white. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 of these kind of galaxy prints is what I'm going to call them because it looks like little stars. It's hard to see that on camera, but I think it shows a bit better here. Maybe right here you can tell that that's kind of a star. And then the rest of them are these kind of wave prints. But really liked this. And then there was a batik bundle called Hummingbird Lane by Robert Hoffman, Artisan Batiks. Is it Hummingbird Lane or just Hummingbird? Hummingbird Lane. So this bundle was $34.99 and then 20% off, which made it $28 divided by 8 half yards. So that was $3.50 per half yard or $7 a yard. So let's just show these prints here. So this is just a really soft batik line. I love me some batiks because they lay nice and flat and they're easy to iron. They're also really easy to finger press, which is nice. They finger press nice and flat, which makes it easier to work with at your machine because you don't have to iron everything necessarily because you can get a pretty flat finger press. This is so pretty. Gosh. And one more. The yellow. So this is 8 prints, 8 half yards from Hummingbird Lane by Robert Hoffman. very last one, probably my favorite. I've wanted something from this line since it came out, but I have an issue with full price. So this is from Made My Day by Anna Maria Horner for Free Spirit Fabrics, 8 half yards for $37.99, 20% off. They made it $30.40 for 8 half yards, which is $3.80 per half yard, or $7.60 a yard. So let's show these prints. This is number 1. Now, the weird thing about this particular line, or not even just this line, a lot of Free Spirit lines, they look better together than they do separately, at least to me. So when I look at these individual prints, right, there are some individual prints that I actually really like. But what I love more is the way they go together. Now this is a gorgeous print here. Look at that. Like, does it get any better? Like, I could have a bolt of this and still not have enough. Just put it on the back of everything. I would back every quilt with it. But you can see how we've got our small scale, we've got our large scale, we've got our medium scale. So it's a well-balanced line. Somebody's ringing my doorbell. And then we have this print here. And then the last one is this print. So looking at this, the only one that I would want as a standalone print is this, right? I would buy this every day of the week, every day. The rest of the prints, they don't call to me as standalone prints, but the way that these look together is what does it for me. So these I would use together. I'd probably use these, and then I would fill in with some blenders from my color club to have more variety of print. So I know that we have a sew along coming up. GE Designs is doing a sew along at the end of this month for a new pattern called Kimberly. We need 48 10-inch squares. So I might be adding some of my color club selections. Maybe, I think I've got enough yellow in here, but I could easily maybe pull out a little teal. I could easily maybe pull out a little orange to kind of pull into that. I could go with a little bit of, I don't think I want to, because I don't want to do any yellow, but I could go with a different hue of purple or a lighter pink even. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do, but I am, now that I see this, I am definitely considering using this fabric line for that sew along. I did purchase the pattern, but I have not decided yet if I'm going to do the sew along. But if I do, that's probably what I would do, is use this line and add some other fabric or blenders in. One of the things that I have learned very much from Gudrun Erla is color theory, and not in a academic way, right? Because I'm not an artist. I'm a creator, but I'm not an artist. That I don't I might be saying the wrong things here. I don't consider myself an artist of the traditional type. I do consider myself a creator. And I consider myself a member of the artistic community. I consider myself an artisan. I guess when I think of artist, I think traditional sculptor, painter, and maybe that's the wrong way to think of it, but that's just where my brain goes. So I've not studied art in any form, shape, or capacity. And so one of the reasons why I started working with pre-cuts is because I did not have to think about color or color theory or what matches. I just knew it was going to go. And one of the things that I've learned from watching Gudrun for the past 2 years and change is just about color and how to pick color and learning what will match with what and what's going to go. So, yeah, so just being a fan, just watching, that's just something that I've been able to learn. And it's really an invaluable skill to be confident when you are choosing colors for your quilts. Okay, so that was it for Hancocks of Paducah. So there was an Etsy shop. I don't remember which Etsy shop it was, but I picked up this pattern. This is called Fracture by Doug Lico over at Antler Quilt Designs. It is layer cake friendly. I don't know why I bought this pattern. I mean, I do know why I bought the pattern. I like patterns that use layer cakes, and I just liked the design of it. There's a similar kind of one that Missouri Star does. I forget what it's called, but this had a bit more movement to it, and I kind of like that. All right, so we're going to go to Missouri Star. I don't do a whole lot of shopping at Missouri Star, but I did in the month of June. And I got a ton of stuff from Missouri Star because they had some great sales and some great coupons. I don't remember what I paid for this, but this is 5 half yards. And I feel like I got it for like $10 because there was a 30% off coupon. Let's see here if I can pull it up real quick. But I'll show you guys the colors while I try to do that. And they're just these heathered, hand-dyed, or they're not hand-dyed, but heathered solids that are just really pretty. Don't know what I'll do with them, but probably use them together because they have kind of a linen texture. But yeah, let's see if I can see what I paid for this. Oh, shoot, hold on. Sorry about that. I had to pause because I'm in a community space and somebody needed to come down here. So, but I was able to pull up my Missouri Star receipt, and this was $11.84 for 5 half yards. So really happy with that. I also got these snips. If you saw my quilts on tour video, I told you that I like cheap snips. These were $1 over at Missouri Star, and so I picked up one of these. I thought that these would be great in my yarn bag. And I picked up this quilting template here by the Grace Company, made by Leah Day, for ruler quilting. And I picked up this quilt kit. Not that I needed another quilt kit. Not that I need any of this. But this quilt kit was $43.88. And it has 11 1/8 yards of fabric, which makes it less than $4 a yard. That's why I got it. So in here, there's like 20 fat quarters, 3 yards of background, and then some other prints. I just thought the fabric was pretty, and so that's why I got it. I actually am not really a fan of the pattern. I have no intention of making this pattern whatsoever, like none. So here's some fabric. Here's some, there's a couple of prints here. So these are half yards. So we have a half yard of this kind of moth bug print. And then there's this typography print. This kind of tone on tone. And then this other tone on tone. There's a half yard of each of those. And then there's this print here. I believe this is the binding. And this is the background, this here. And then we have our fat quarters. I'm just going to fly through these. Kind of see them. And so there are some prints and some kind of more solids in here. Piece of lint. And this is Night Hike by Heather Givens. She is the designer over at Crimson Tate. So this is a designer that I'm familiar with, a website that I had visited. I believe I have one of her patterns, but I could not tell you which one it is right now. And this is another typographic print. Kind of a solar system. And we have that in a few colors. And then this is the background print. This is the same as the background print. And then this is the last print. So yeah, I just thought it was a neat little bundle. So any quilt that takes 20 half yards, or sorry, 20 fat quarters, I can use this. And I would have plenty for borders and backgrounds and bindings and whatever else I might want to do. Ew. Oh, and I didn't even count the cost of the pattern. So if I were to subtract the cost of the pattern from the kit, then that takes the fabric down to like $3 a yard. So this was kind of a no-brainer for me. I never see deals like this at Missouri Star. I picked up this little puppy here. Pretty sure I got this from Amazon.com. This is just one of those Shannon kits. I have another one of these. So now I have two that I think I'm going to combine together for a front and a back, so that it's double-sided. It's going to be super heavy, but I'm okay with that. Basically, this is just 5 10-inch strips that you sew together and make a quilt top, and then you back it with some Minky. I am going to, of course, make 2 and then put them together. No, I'll probably won't use any batting. Maybe if I did, it would be like, I'll probably use a super thin poly batting. Okay, so my next items are all from Missouri Star as well, but these are more bag making. So I've decided I'm going to make a couple of bags. I don't know why. Let me go to my price list here. All right, so there was a bag kit that they had called the Mia kit. And it basically has everything you need to make this little bag. And there's an online class that the creator did for Missouri Star. And so we have our pattern in here. And then we have all the fabric that we need to make the bag, including the stabilizer and the cork and the zipper and the hardware. And this was like, because there was a 30% off coupon, so this was like $24 for everything. And then I got the stuff to make a second bag. And that is this Tiffany satchel. So here's the pattern. And then I got the stabilizer, the faux leather, the zipper tape. So I'll be able to use this for more than one project. It comes with the zipper pulls, of course. The bag feet and hardware. And the rest of the hardware as well. So I'm probably going to use one of my Tim Holtz fabrics. That's why I chose this black faux leather, because I think I know what fabric I'm going to use. And I'm going to make myself a winter bag. Okay, now that is it for me. That is my haul for this month. So, you know, I wish I'd had a little bit more restraint, but overall, not as bad as last month. Trying to do better for this month. I have not purchased anything yet in the month of July. It's only day 5, so of course that may change, but at least for now, I'm doing okay. So I'm going to try to keep it easy for the month of July, because as I'm putting up this fabric, I have less storage space down here than I did when I was in my other room. So as I was putting this fabric up, I was like, wow, I don't have a lot of space here. You can see this is where I plan to put all of my half yards and my layer cakes and my fat quarter bundles. And I'm almost out of space. There's not much space left. There's that. And there's like a shelf on the bottom. And that's it. That's all I got. So there's still another shelf on that side. But that's where my yardage is going. My backings are going. My jelly rolls are going. So, and then I still have to put all my kits somewhere. I think the kits are going to kind of go in that middle piece. You can see some batting there on the bottom, some fleece. I can tell you now, I mean, in my old room, all you could see was the fabric in the back. And so everyone would always be like, oh my gosh, you're so neat and organized. I am not. See all that? Not at all neat and organized. The only thing that's neat and organized is the fabric that I'm not using. Everything else is hysteria. I know that's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. So that is it for me. That is my Quilty haul for the month of June. Don't forget the International Stitch Marathon on July 22nd. Be there or be square. Thank you guys, and I will see you next video. Oh, and just FYI, I do a giveaway every month on my channel. So all you have to do to be entered into the giveaway is be a subscriber to my channel and make a comment on the giveaway video. So that is it for me, and I'll see you guys next video.